Hi everyone, Zach Almy here, and I just wanted to get back in front of you again this week to remind you that as you get together in your life group, be sure and review different highlights from this past week's sermon. And Pastor Aaron is just on fire as he's going through this supernatural expansion series. And this past week, the sermon was called Favor Will Find You. I love this, is that God's not passively sitting by, just kind of waiting for us to show up so that he can show his goodness toward us. But he's actually coming after us. He's in pursuit of us. He is actually eager to demonstrate his delight in us, which is what the definition of favor is. God delighting and demonstrating that delight in us. And, you know, I think sometimes as believers we kind of go, oh, I don't deserve God delighting in me. Well, the good news is we don't. But when God looks at us, he looks at us through the lens of Jesus. And he sees us as redeemed. He sees us as righteous. In fact, the word says that we are the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. So when he looks at us through the lens of Jesus, he delights in us. And he's eager to demonstrate that delight in us. Lance Wallnau has a great definition. I watched a series that he did on favor years ago. And he defines favor as the affection of God toward us that releases the influence of people toward us so that other people are inclined to like, trust, and cooperate with us. So, in essence, having the favor of God upon us, it really gives us an unfair advantage as we navigate through life compared to those that aren't believers. Because God's going to take and incline people to want to work with us, to trust us, cooperate with us, where other people he may not. So let me encourage you that as you're sharing and going through and reviewing this week's sermon in your life group, also, as you're walking through your week, look for demonstrations of God's delight in you. Look for different incidences throughout your week where maybe you see that there was an unfair advantage because of the favor of God that was upon you. And if you have some of those, share those with me. Those are encouraging to all of us, and we get to hear how God shows up and demonstrates his favor toward us. So be sure and respond with some of the testimonies that you have toward that. Also, be sure that you're getting geared up to go vote next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is a critical time in our country, and as responsible citizens in the kingdom of heaven that have an ambassadorship here on earth, it's a responsibility we have to make sure that we're having an influence in this earthly government. So be sure that you do your due diligence in voting according to biblical beliefs. Until next time, this is Zach Almy. Be sure to make this week a great one, and we'll be in touch.